That's all. No, don't say excuse me.
All right.
I say excuse me.
Do it matter to you? You don't have to, if it don't matter to you.
You don't matter. Don't say excuse me. I'm married though.
You could be like,
No, I ain't gonna be like that.
okay, there you go. So be mindful here. You got more than what I took.
You said excuse me when you get gas something.
No, that's over with, man. I say what I want to say, brother. You got today's person, which is me. My name is Red, a.k.a. People call me Chris. Ladies call me Christopher. But I'm here to Fahim, which is a righteous name, and I believe in it. I'm 49. I don't like to tell my age. I'm from Jersey, of course, Jersey City. I've been over here in and out of New York City, like over the span of my lifetime. As when I was a teenager, from like 17 to 21. I had a girl, my girlfriend, she used to live with me when I was in high school. My mother let her live with me because she was tired coming to my room, waking me up and telling me to walk that girl home. My mother, she really like spoiled me. So since she got tired, she let things be. So at times, like 7:30 in the morning, my mother get up and go to work. She said by 8 o'clock, I want you at the house on your way to school, right? And make sure you and Connie, go to school. And I felt like I was cool, I was chosen, because my mother allowed it to happen, allowed me to go to sleep and wake up with a woman in my bed as a teenager. Yeah, comfortable, and it also spoiled me. Me and my mother, first time she allowed me to smoke weed, right? Me and her smoked weed in the movie theater, and me and her actually went to movies together. And as I think of it now today, I really look at it as a highlight of graduating, with permission from cigarettes, to be okay to smoke in the house. Yes, I remember because I was running from it. I was actually running, being chased. At that time in my high school, it was like blacks and Puerto Ricans. It was like a rift in the beef. And we fought and fight against each other. And for what reasons, I don't know, but I just knew that I had to be about what my friends was about, I was thinking about it because at that time I acted grown, right? And well, it was the beginning, because I was still under the roof of my mother's house. I was still in high school. I was like driving my mother's car. She had bought another one. Well, my other two brothers, they was driving it too.
Right.
But when I beat them to the punch, she allowed me to drive it. I had a permit. As long as I had somebody in the car with license with me, it was cool. But at 8 o'clock, she told me, like, bring the car back.
Right.
Don't have your friends in it, and blah, blah, blah. As long as I did that, adhering to her rules, everything was cool.
Right.
But being that, like, I was spoiled and I did what I wanted to do, I started like bring the car back at 11 o'clock and acting like, it's my car. I'll do what I want to do, And she like was opposed to like me like feeling that way and doing things like that.
Right.
Because, well, at that moment, around that time, my father did left home.
Right.
And as a family to my brothers, we felt his presence, it was a good thing.
Right.
Papa he didn't play that shit, And after my mother heard about the commotion, she thought I probably would be more safer living with my father
over in Paterson, New Jersey.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and at that time, in the early 80s, that was like a suburb.
Right.
At this present moment, it was like Vietnam in Paterson, New Jersey. But it's still a good place. I never had no problems with the people over there. You know. Well, that's at a two different. That's like a bit long period. I wasn't homeless as a teenager, but that was the start of me going the wrong way.
Right.
Oh wow! Since the 80s. Well, it's disco, not disco Inferno. At the time, the Rooftop, Starship Discovery, uh, Odyssey 2001, Studio 54. Everybody can relate to that. I visited, but they didn't let me in. A lot of celebs, but it was just status quo. If your status wasn't up to par, you couldn't even stand in line. Yeah, and also if you had high status, but you was like a hippie, like they turn you around because you didn't fit their criteria. It was a lot of drugs going around, and I used to hear about every one of them, but couldn't wait to try what it was. But I never really ran and looked for it. But when it came my way, I was curious. Cigarettes, being cool, smoking cigarettes, you know, putting a cigarette behind your ear, rolling up your pants, showing your Nike sneakers or Pumas. By that time it was Pumas, you know, and changing your clothes 2 times a day. That got you girls, and got you a style, right? That made you like look different from anybody else. Well, my remembrance is like fading away, but the highlights of my memory I can recall, you know, at becoming like cool. And back then being cool, you know, got you the girl. Being cool, you find your own identity. It's like writing your name on the wall. Like Spoon, it was easy to spell, and the way I roll it, and it appeared to be like graffiti,
Right.
and it was a highlight of me. Well, back then, it wasn't a title of selling drugs. It was like survival, being cool. Because with a $5 bag of a reefer, you could roll like 11, 12 joints out of it.
Right.
So to the people you know that smoke weed on the down low, they would walk around looking for little joints, and when they crossed my path, I was the one that had it. Right? I wasn't the one they was looking for, right? But I'm the one that had it. And so when I made my money back, I kind of felt like, that's me. Oh, my aunt. My aunt, she was like, she was a beautiful person, but she was a addict, a heroin addict.
Right.
And when I used to go to the house, she had her room, of her friends, and they'd go in there, and all of them was like addicts. They was like junkies. They shot heroin and stuff like that. And at times when she wanted me to talk to me, go to the store, go get beer for her, whatever, she allowed me to come in the room. And I was able to see, needles, people shooting things in their arm, because they had it out. But, I was moved by it. smoking cigarettes, Winston's, Cools, and Salem's, because that was the first cigarettes I was introduced to. It was like Coke. And the older guys who sniffed Coke, they were cool.
Mm.
And it wasn't no like yeah, it was an older guy, you know, and who I was cool. He liked me because I had a lot of potential. As I got older and claimed that I got my own style, I was able to talk like I'm ready for it.
Okay.
So he pitched me a Diamond Coke. I was fascinated by it, and I would show my friends, right, and say, "Yo, man, I got Coke." So it was the thing about that, it really was like an advancement. But my last incarceration, I was incarcerated in Virginia. Basically, I went to jail, because my baby mother, at that time, I was staying with her in Virginia.
Uh-huh.
And I went there because, unfortunately, her mother passed it, and my mother passed it the same year. And we stayed in communications through letters, right? And once a month, I was unable, once a month, she allowed me to call on the phone. So
Right.
back then, T&T, they had collect calls. They had something for your ass. You get a bill. You talked about 10 minutes with her, and they charged them $37 just for that one phone call.
What?
Yeah, that's when the operator call you. Will you accept this call from Christopher from Boynton, New Jersey, Youth Correctional Center, and you remember that time, Okay, well, I don't tell this story to nobody, my pride. I didn't know how to accept it or understand it. It was like that.
No,
Because, now today I speak the truth.
So that's why I
Whether
wanna-
it's to go against me
Right.
or it's for me.
Reflect on this is how I
Yes,
got to this
and,
point.
and I hope to
Okay.
know and hear about how things became difficult for me, in the direction I was going, because I wasn't being real with myself. I wasn't fully thinking about the things I was doing, the consequences, or how it would benefit me, or how it would transform into trouble. And at that age, I got a little older, and I seen that things have changed when you go to jail nowadays. Oh yes, of course, but not in a negative way, but in the way I'm homeless because I'm in the process of bettering my situation. New York, they used to call it the Big Apple, right? And people flock here because there's many opportunities, chances, and and I live in Jersey City, which is right across the water. I could throw a rock, towards my hometown, be there. So this was my backyard.
Okay.
Right? To all the events and different that seems like I need to be here.
Right, right.
And he giving them more than he giving people who's unfortunately they're homeless, but it's all they need a helping hand, open the door and they get it themselves. He don't even have tension and having show tension towards with the brothers and sisters that everybody love for real. They just fronting it. They don't love us as the black people. I used to laugh about it, but now it hurts because I have more understanding about it. And they show us sleeping on the train, not somebody you wouldn't want to help. They show us like somebody you wouldn't want to run away from. And that's why when white people nowadays walk past you as y'all walking past each other, you always can see like some type of impression that reads like, you know, are you gonna do something to me or blah blah blah, and that's intentions. They try to act so nice. Excuse me, I'm sorry, and they saying too much right away because there's something going on, and the government is not gluing together, and no restitution has been given to us. Right? And the people of the day, white people, the Caucasian, right? Ain't gonna forget Caucasus Mountain. That know that their forefathers, you know, what they did, and they got the resources now to make things better and show that we are one. That's where we are one. We love you, we trusted you, and that's what put the situation. Right? Your intention was to like come among us and we be one. You came among us and had plans already. So you know what you did. I'm not gonna talk about that, but I don't like it. And them other people, right, should be like looking at the history and ask that to consider too, as he tried to make things better.
Young black man.
I mean, the advice I would give him, it would be like wrapped up in hurt and disappointment, because when I learned that you was trying to like better yourself and your career, right, from a sergeant to the mayor to run for that, you wanted to help your people. Everybody does things to raise up, you know, and do what other people ain't doing. You know, it's not an outcry, because other people, they are getting their just dues on the down low. But it's cool. But this right needs to be fixed. And I tell everybody, man, love yourself first. Let the truth be your direction of life, man. And if you don't figure it out now, you're going to figure what I'm saying. And Allah is God.